What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's speed build, this is something a little bit different and something that I am actually very excited about because this speed build, or this build in general, is part of a collab. It's called the Charity Collab and it's hosted by the Instagram account Something Simlish. They are something_Simlish on Instagram, but I will make sure to link their account down below. But yeah, basically I was asked to be part of this collab to launch that Instagram account and that community, and I am really excited about it. So the charity collab, it's called the Charity Collab, and it's all about diversity and inclusion. So it's basically about supporting each other and making everyone aware of social problems, basically. And I think that is so very beautiful. I love that idea because The Sims, the game, is very positive and just a lot of fun in general, and is really happy, and you can basically do whatever you want with this game. Like, you can use your imagination and just play out whatever storyline you want. And I think it's such a beautiful idea because why not use a creative game like this to bring up social issues and make people aware of social issues that are maybe not easy to talk about in real life, or that are not talked about enough in real life. And yeah, I just really love the idea of using this game to bring problems or topics like that to the surface and have people be made aware of those issues and talk about those issues. And yeah, overall, I just really love that idea. So I am just honored to be part of this collab. I think there is like 30 simmers in total, like over 30 simmers in total part of this collab. So that's a lot of simmers and a lot of beautiful creations. I'll make sure to link everyone's Instagram accounts down below. I know that not every simmer who is taking part in this collab has an Instagram, or I mean a YouTube channel, but they do all have Instagram accounts. So you can see everyone's creations that are part of this collab on Instagram. I will make sure to link everyone in the description box down below. But yeah, then back to my entry for the collab. I am building a youth center in Willow Creek. So it's called the Willow Creek Youth Center. It's not that special of a name, but it is really fitting. So yeah, this is the Willow Creek Youth Center, and basically what it is, well, it's already in the name, but it's a youth center for teens and kids, mostly teens, but also kids, to come together, and it's a safe place for everyone who needs it, basically. So what this youth center is, it's a place where like meetings and gatherings are being held about all sorts of topics. Think about topics like bullying, sexual education, or mental health issues, or physical health issues, or LGBTQ plus meetings. Basically all those kinds of topics that are maybe difficult to talk about, or maybe kids are not able to talk about these things with their parents, or there is something else going on at home, why they can't or why they don't feel safe talking about these things. And then this basically is a safe place for people to come together and talk about these things. I was imagining that this place is run by a whole bunch of volunteers, adults who are volunteering to listen to these young people who are volunteering to organize meetings and talk about things. For all these young people who need a safe place to just get away from home, get away from school. Maybe they are being bullied at school and they want to talk about it, or they want to just go to a safe place and talk about it with an adult, and they can do that right here. And I think it's a beautiful thing to build a place like this in The Sims, because it doesn't really exist and you can't play it out in gameplay really. But still, I think it's really fun to build something like this in The Sims and kind of complete your neighborhood, or make your neighborhood a little bit more realistic. I did set this lot as a teen hangout and as a child's play. I gave it the child's play and the teen hangout lot traits, basically, and then I gave it like the peace and quiet trait, I think. So yeah, those are all the kinds of things that this lot is, basically. And then as an addition to this collab, which I think is a really, really beautiful and really something special, is we were asked to link our build to any sort of charity, any sort of organization. So I am linking my build to the organization Bullies Out. I'll make sure to link them in the description box down below. There's going to be a lot of links down there, but you can find a link to Bullies Out in the description box down below. And basically Bullies Out is just a wonderful, wonderful organization that takes a stand against every type of bullying out there. Basically, they deliver like empowering youth engagement programs, basically, that encourage young people to take a stand against bullying and really just make a difference in their community. So they provide like workshops and training programs that are like developed to basically reduce bullying in schools, also in the workplace, but they are mostly focusing on reducing bullying in schools. But they also, for example, they provide programs that help young people recognize their bullying behavior. Maybe they are not aware that they are bullying someone, and they can talk about that and learn about that and try and make a difference. So it really just goes both ways, and I think that that is something extremely good and very beautiful, and just something that is definitely needed. So if you want to read up about everything that Bullies Out does, or maybe if you want to donate to Bullies Out, you can find everything on their website, and I'll make sure once again to link them in the description box down below. But yeah, basically you can really see the build come together. It kind of looks like a normal house, but that's what I was going for. Like, I was imagining that this used to be like a very large like mansion kind of home, but no one was living there for years. And then the community kind of just took this build and made it into something different. So they made it into a community space, and they turned it into, yeah, basically this place for young people to come together, this youth center. And yeah, I was just really enjoying it, and I was really trying to tie it in with the rest of Willow Creek by using a lot of landscaping and plants and making it really green and lush, and basically just very happy looking and very positive looking, because I did want to focus on like making this place look colorful and inviting and homey, and just basically just really inviting for people to come in and feel safe. So I did make sure that there is a lot of things to do. You can see that we are moving on to the inside of the build. I was really struggling with the floor plan because I wanted to include a lot of different rooms, like, and a lot of different types of rooms in here. So what I did was I added some sort of multi-purpose room that serves as a space for people to come together and have a gathering, have a meeting about, well, the topics that I just talked about. And then there is also like just a couple different spaces where you can just sit and hang out with your friends, and just relax, read a book, or do your homework. There is a study spot where you can just sit down and do your homework. And then there is a couple of rooms, like there is a space where you can take up art classes or art workshops, painting workshops, and then there's a music room as well. So I was imagining that there's also volunteers that give like workshops, painting workshops, or keyboard workshops, or guitar workshops, because maybe you do not have the money, or maybe your family doesn't have the money to pay for classes. But you still really want to learn more about how to play the piano, for example. And then this place right here, it kind of provides that for you. You can come in here and take up a class if you want to, or if you need to. You can take up art classes, like I talked about. You can take up, yeah, just music classes. And then you can also basically come here and maybe you want to have a private conversation. Maybe you have something that you want to talk about with an adult, and you just want to have a private conversation about it. That's why I actually furnished two separate little office areas, like two separate little rooms where you can just hang out with an adult and talk about the topics that are private, and you wanted to keep it confidential. That's no problem. That's all taken care of right here. Now you can see that I kind of placed down a whole bunch of folders basically everywhere. about all sorts of things like sexual education, mental health, bullying, stuff like that. It's really just a place where you can learn about all these kinds of things and feel safe talking about it, basically. I think that is something very, very important for young people in the community, like in real life as well. So yeah, that's why this build basically just really means a lot to me, and I was really, really honored to be part of this collab. And yeah, I was really enjoying furnishing this build as well. I was trying to keep it as colorful and happy looking as possible, and I think I succeeded. I'm placing a couple more like bulletin boards everywhere where you can just read up about all kinds of things that are going on in the community. You can sign up for music classes, sign up for art classes, sign up for meetings that are being held. I was imagining that like this place has like weekly meetings about different topics. And if there is something that you want to talk about, you can go to one of the volunteers and just be like, hey, there's this and this topic that I really want to talk about with a group of people, and they will make it happen for you. They will put it on the bulletin board. You can sign up for a meeting, and just talk about it with people that you trust and know that it's going to be and stay confidential, basically. So yeah, basically I am right here, I'm furnishing just a general area where you can sit down and just hang out, do your homework, do some reading. I was imagining that people would come here and donate books that they don't want to have anymore to this place, so that people who maybe do not have the money to read a book, they can come here, and it kind of serves the purpose of a library as well, but mostly for young people. So the books that are around here are mostly just interesting for kids and teens, basically. And then I place down a foosball table. I place down a couple of those snack machines or whatever they're called. There's not really a restaurant part or like an area where you can buy food or anything. That's not really what the place is for, but I did want to make sure to add like those machines where if you're hungry and you forgot your food, you can kind of just go ahead and get something to snack or get something to drink out of those machines. I thought that was really fitting for a place like this. But yeah, you can really see it come together. This room right here is very colorful. At some point I was thinking maybe it's a little bit too colorful, but I was actually really, really enjoying the look of it. And I kind of gave every room like a different color theme. As you can maybe kind of tell, I used that wallpaper from Eco Lifestyle, and that comes in all sorts of different colors. So I kind of picked that wallpaper and placed it in every room, but in a different color. So I thought that made it, yeah, it just kind of made it all very cohesive, and just I really liked the look of it. But this is that multi-purpose room that I was talking about. I was imagining that meetings are being held here like a couple times a week, like I just talked about. But then this is also the space where the art classes are taking place, because this part of the build has this beautiful sunroom with those big windows, and I thought that was just perfect for like art classes, for painting and stuff like that. So yeah, whenever there is no like gathering going on, whenever there's no meeting going on, there is art classes here maybe like once or twice a week for a small group of kids or teens that are interested in that. And yeah, they can just really use this as a creative outlet, basically. You can really see the room come together. I just hung up some posters and some paintings. I didn't make these rooms too cluttered, obviously, because it's a community lot, so it wouldn't really make sense. But still, it's cluttered enough to make it feel homey and cozy and just like a safe place, basically. And here I just placed down a couple of those tables and chairs just randomly in the hallway, because that would make a good spot for you to hang out and talk with someone, or just sit down and do your homework with someone. Maybe you can, maybe you'll have like a study group and you like to get together in this building, then that's all possible. And I was imagining that, like I talked about in the beginning, this whole youth center is run by volunteers who are just very active in the community and want to make a difference, want to make a change. And I do think that they really keep track of the people that come in here. By the way, this is one of those rooms that I talked about earlier, that if you want to have a private conversation, you can just go in here and have a little talk with someone. And but what I was talking about, I really think that the volunteers that are working here, they really do keep track of the kids that come in here. Like, they really talk with you, obviously, and they listen to you, and they keep track of why you are coming here, like what your problems are. Obviously, that's very confidential, but maybe there is something really bad going on at home. Maybe there is abusive behavior going on at home or something. And those volunteers, they really want to keep track of that. So if they need to call the police, they are able to. Like, they do have all the information that they need to know if they need to take action. Like, if something really, really needs to be done other than just come here and talk about it with someone. If the police needs to be involved, like, they make sure that they keep track of basically of the reasons why people are coming in here. They keep track of you personally, but it's all confidential, of course, and you are free to come and go whenever you want. But you are basically, whenever you come in here, you do need to go up to the counter and just be like, hey, I'm here, and just basically just let them know that you are here, and then whenever you leave, you need to tell them that you are leaving. So they are really just keeping track of everyone who is here and everyone who left. Basically, I hope I know that I'm just rambling, but I'm so excited about building something different like this and building something that really means so much to me. And English, by the way, is not my first language, so I hope I am doing a good job explaining everything. I hope that everything makes sense. But I do know that I can become a little bit rambly from time to time, especially because English is not my first language, like I just mentioned. So maybe I am saying things that do not really make the most sense, but if you have any questions, just please, you can always let me know, because I am happy to explain everything to you once again. But yeah, I hope that the purpose of this youth center kind of makes sense to you, and you can really see it come together. So basically, we moved on to the upstairs area. This is the bathroom. I was, for some reason, even though it's so simple, I was really enjoying this bathroom. I really love the color scheme in here. The kind of green kind of color combined with the lighter wood tone in the mirror, and then the white, and it's really simple, but it just looks so happy and cozy to me, and that's really the vibe that I was going for this build overall. But yeah, you can see that we moved on to the upstairs area, and this is where I created the music room and the study area, like the closed off study area where you are actually supposed to be quiet and yeah, if you want to use that room, basically, because for a lot of young people, maybe their home environment is not the best environment to sit down and do homework or really concentrate or something on something for whatever reason. Like, maybe it's very noisy at home. Maybe you have a lot of brothers and sisters that need taken care of, and maybe you want to get away from that to be able to study for a big test coming up or something. It could really be anything, but that's why I kind of created this closed off study area. Like, if you really needed a quiet space for you to be able to concentrate on studying for a test or working on a big project or something, this would really be the room for that. So I was basically trying to create all kinds of different rooms for all kinds of different activities for basically everything that a teen or a kid would need. And yeah, just feel safe. Like, I mentioned that 1,000 times, but that is the most important thing for this build, basically. But yeah, I made it really colorful in here as well. It's very colorful everywhere, but still not too colorful in my opinion, which is what I was really enjoying about it. And here I am creating that music room that I was talking about. So I placed down a couple of keyboards and a whole bunch of guitars and a microphone. So maybe you have a little band who likes to come together and use this room. Or maybe you want to take up a private piano lesson or something like that. It's all possible, and you can really just come here and just use this room for whatever you need, basically. So yeah, this whole build has a whole bunch of things for kids and teens to do. I also created a little gaming room that we will get to shortly. It's not really a gaming room, but I did make sure to place down a TV and a gaming console, so maybe teens that are a little bit older like to hang out right there. and just play some games on the TV or on the console. This is the room that I mean. So yeah, I used a whole heap of stuff from Tiny Living in this room and from Discover University as well. I did have a little bit of trouble with the layout for this room, but in the end it worked out. It worked out just fine. So yeah, I hope this build, like I mentioned, makes sense to you. I am, for one, really excited about it. And yeah, I was really happy to be part of this collab, basically. And by the way, if you wanna take part in this collab, you are free to do so. You can just really build whatever you want, link a charity to it or not, or just do whatever you want, but as long as it has something to do with some sort of social issue, but it could also be like an environmental issue that you want to bring to the surface, basically. You can just create your own build and upload it to the gallery or upload it to Instagram and use the hashtag #CharityCollab. So you can do that if you want to, and if you want to be part of this collab, you are definitely allowed to do so. And I think it's very exciting to get as many simmers as possible together and build something for a topic that is important to talk about and a topic that is important to bring to the surface, basically. So yeah, we just want to try and get as many simmers as possible involved in this beautiful, beautiful collab. That I am really, really excited about, like I mentioned 1,000 times. But there is this little balcony space out here, and I placed down a chess table because, I mean, it's a really important thing in The Sims to work on your logic skill with the chess table, and I thought it would make perfect sense as an extra activity to include in this build as well. And then on the other side of this build, there is a very big balcony space. It's this one right here. And I turned that into a little yoga area. So I was imagining that you can take up yoga classes here as well. Yoga classes for youngsters, that is. So I think that would be something really fun. Like maybe you do not have the space at home to do something like this, or maybe you just really want to work on your physical health, for example, or your mental health. You can take up yoga classes for free because it's all volunteers working here. And so I thought that would be a really cute thing to add to this build as well. And then we moved on to the backyard. I just made sure to place down a whole bunch of picnic tables so you can sit down and hang out and do your homework, have some food, or just hang out with friends. And I placed down some of those vertical planters, and I also placed down a couple of normal planters as well. So if you want to work on your gardening skill, for example, if you are really into gardening, if you are a teen who is very much into plants and gardening and flowers, but you live in an apartment, for example, and you don't have a backyard, you can come here and kind of use this community garden area to just plant things and be involved with nature, and I think that is really really important and really fun. And then I also placed down this basketball court so you can really just come here and play basketball with your friends, blow off some steam, basically. Maybe you do not have the money to actually be part of a basketball team outside of school, or maybe you were not accepted into the basketball team at school for whatever reason, or maybe you just want to run around and throw a basketball around, blow off some steam and have some fun. I thought this backyard would be the perfect space for a basketball court. So yeah, basically that is already the whole build. So I really do hope that my little story about this and the story about the collab makes sense. Yeah, if you like this build, you can download it off the gallery. I put it as a generic community lot, so you can just place it down whenever, use it as a hangout spot for your teens, or turn it into something completely different. It's all up to you, but you can download this build off the gallery. My username is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. And like I mentioned in the beginning, I will link down every sim creator's Instagram handle down below who is taking part in this collab. And yeah, feel free to participate in this collab yourself. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!